Hi guys, so there's a war taking place in Ukraine at the moment, which is feeding into a rise in both food and fuel prices. Due to the conflict, it looks like the planting of wheat and other crops, which are produced in Russia and Ukraine, may be severely disrupted. This will lead to shortages, which in turn will mean higher prices for consumers, and of course pushing those people on fixed and low incomes into even more profound levels of distress. Rising energy costs may mean many people will have to go without heating their homes, but this impacts people who are ill or disabled the most, as they may need life-saving equipment running, and maybe sitting in a cold home will exacerbate underlying medical conditions. So while you may think this is all pretty terrible, spare a thought for Jim Allister, a Brexiteer and Unionist member of the Northern Ireland Assembly, who believes there are more important problems facing the public.
Quite clear that this is a one-way process. There are no additions. When patently there are days which should be added if Northern Ireland is indeed a full and integral part of the United Kingdom. And yet we have this selective reduction of days within a province where it apparently is a matter of shame to fly the national flag of the United Kingdom on government buildings within Northern Ireland. And of course now we have Sinn Féin ever looking for more, in the words of Mr O'Dowd, demanding parity. Let me be very clear. There is no equivocation, there is no scope for parity on the fact that Northern Ireland is a part of the United Kingdom, and therefore there is no place for the flying of any flag other than the flag of the United Kingdom on government buildings. And that is emphatic and, I believe, unalterable as far as our position within the United Kingdom is concerned. So it is pious, dressed up as pious nonsense, to talk about seeking parity for a foreign flag, that of a foreign country, to fly with equality within Northern Ireland.
Yes, he's talking about frigging flags. Flags. Who the hell gives a crap about frigging flags? The people of Northern Ireland are suffering a cost of living crisis. People are worried about whether they can pay their bills. People are worried about whether they can heat their homes. There are sick and disabled people who rely on energy to either keep themselves warm or to run life-saving, life-protecting equipment. There are people who need to recharge electric wheelchairs in order to get about. These things have large batteries and they consume a lot of energy. This is expensive. And you have this idiot concerned about flags. Friggin' flags. I'm sorry, I was dumbfounded when I saw this clip and I had to share it because it's so ridiculous. He's concerned about when a flag is flying and when a flag is not flying over a government building. There are people who are risking death, who need to rely on their politicians to get things moving, to make sure that ordinary people are protected in this very difficult time. And you have this idiot, I don't know what other term to come up with, talking about frigging flags. There is an election coming up in May in Northern Ireland. And I hope that the people who are wondering about whether they can pay their bills or feed their family or, recharge their electric wheelchair or whatever, are looking at this and saying, okay, is he more concerned about flags or is he more concerned about my life and my standard of living? Because he seems to be more concerned about bloody flags.